Why would a cat hide above a bathroom mirror? Why would she freeze at the sound of footsteps, flinch at the sight of a gentle hand, or treat every kind gesture like a potential threat? These were the questions that haunted me the day Gia arrived. She was terrified, truly bone-deep scared. The highest spot in my bathroom, right above the mirror, became her sanctuary. It was where she could watch me from a distance, where I couldn't reach her, where she felt safest. She stayed up there for hours, days even, barely moving, and when she finally did sleep, it was as if she had never known true rest before, the kind of sleep that comes only when your body finally feels safe enough to let go. The first few days were hard for both of us. She wouldn't let me near her, she barely moved during the day, but then little signs began to appear. At night, when the house fell silent, she would creep downstairs. I'd find her under the couch, hidden in shadows, and when she heard me get into bed, when she knew I wouldn't come near, she'd quietly come out, eat some food, maybe play a little. It was like she wanted to enjoy life, but only when no one was watching. Every morning, I'd see the evidence, her food dish a little emptier, a toy move from where I'd left it, and then I'd find her back under the couch again, silent and still, as if none of it had ever happened. She had been dumped, abandoned, left somewhere where animals are discarded like trash, and even though she was physically safe now, her soul hadn't caught up to that truth yet. You can't help but wonder what must have happened to make her so afraid of kindness, so unwilling to believe that hands could offer comfort instead of harm. That's when I was introduced to Susie, the cat whisperer, as I call her in my phone. Susie the cat whisperer. She gave me a plan. Step 1. Block off access under the couch, forcing Gia to be more present, more visible. Step 2. Chicken baby food. Yes, the kind made for actual human babies. Put it on a wooden spoon, she said, and gently offer it. Just enough to get some on her mouth, so she'd have to lick it off. It was slow. Painfully slow, but it was working. Every time Gia licked the food, I inched my hand a little closer. Not too much, just enough to push the line to say, "It's okay, you're safe." I'd praise her in the softest voice I could manage. "Good kitty, that's a good girl." Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Eventually, I began to play with her. Tentatively at first. Then, to my surprise, she started to play back. A flick of the tail here, a tiny pounce there. She was testing the water, figuring out if it was okay to feel joy. Then one day, something incredible happened. I scooped her into my lap, and she stayed, just for a moment, but in that moment something shifted. She looked up at me, not with fear but with something softer, trust maybe, or at least the beginning of it. I remember asking her in disbelief, "What are you doing?" She just blinked slowly. The universal cat language for "I'm okay." Thoughtful. After about 4 months of steady patience, quiet routines and unconditional love, Gia was no longer just surviving. She was engaging. She'd seek out my lap. Purrs. She began to purr when I pet her. She let me into her little world, and with each day, the distance between us, once so wide, narrowed, until it felt like she had always been mine. She'd been living with me for almost a year when someone asked if I was going to put her up for adoption. And honestly, sad, that thought crushed me. I looked at her curled up on my couch, a place she used to treat like a fortress of fear, and I just knew, deeply emotional, she's home. She's mine. Thoughtful. Gia's story isn't loud or dramatic. There are no surgeries or near-death experiences, just quiet moments of healing, of learning to trust again, of proving that even the most scared, shut-down soul can bloom if you give them love, consistency and time. Reflective. We often talk about rescuing animals, but the truth is, they rescue us right back. Gia reminded me that patience is a form of love, that healing doesn't come on our timeline, it comes when the heart is ready, that every tiny breakthrough is a miracle. Chuckles, she's still quirky, still has her hiding spots, but now, they're just nooks of comfort, not bunkers of fear. She plays, she cuddles, she greets me with cautious joy, and every time she curls up in my lap, softly, I remember the girl above the mirror and how far she's come. Encouraging. If Gia's story moved you, please share it. Let others know what love and patience can do. Drop a comment. Maybe you've had a similar journey with your own rescue. These quiet stories deserve to be heard because sometimes the gentlest victories are the most powerful of all. Hopeful. Let's continue to share hope one whisker at a time.